Thursday I slept 6 hours instead of 7. 7 is my sweet spot. Maybe yours is 8, but don't go longer than that. And I tell you why in a moment. By 4 p.m. I had eaten 2 things I normally don't touch, and by 9 p.m. I was standing at the fridge doing the exact thing I help people stop. So I want to be straight with you about that, because what happened to me that day is probably happening to you right now. And it has nothing to do with willpower. Hey, I'm Al, dad engineer. I reversed prediabetes and lost 20 kilograms. Not with diet, not counting calories, never done that in my life. By understanding what was actually broken. So in this video, I want to show you exactly what one bad night of sleep does to your hunger. And the 3 things I personally do when I know the evening is going to be hard. 15 minutes total, stuff I actually use every week. So let's go. What sleep actually does. Most people think sleep is just rest. It's not. Sleep is when your hunger hormones reset. 2 of them matter here. Ghrelin, the one that turns hunger on. When it goes up, you're hungry. When it drops, you're satisfied. Leptin, the one that says stop. When it's high, you feel done. When it drops, nothing feels like enough. One night under 7 hours, ghrelin rises by up to 24%, leptin drops. And your insulin sensitivity, how well your body handles whatever you eat, drops by 25%. Plus cortisol stays elevated into the next day. So you wake up in emergency mode, and emergency mode has one message: get fast fuel. Now, not salad, not balance, sugar, carbs, anything quick. That's not weakness, that's a survival program written thousands of years ago for a world that no longer exists. The part most people miss. The bad sleep was last night, but the consequences show up tonight. By evening, after a full day of work, decisions, kids, traffic, noise, your cortisol that was already high from sleep that has been running all day long. Ghrelin is still elevated, leptin is still low, and the part of your brain that makes rational decisions running on almost nothing. So when you're standing at the fridge at 9 p.m., you're not making a food choice, you're executing a hormonal program that started 24 hours ago. That's why willpower doesn't work here. You cannot willpower your way past a 24% increase in hunger hormone. Biology always wins. The only way out is before it gets to 9 p.m. I don't give advice I don't use myself. So here are 3 things I personally do on bad sleep days when I know the evening is going to test me. Thing 1. Move. When I sleep badly, the first thing I do is not reach for more coffee. I move. 50 minutes of lifting weights or 20 minutes walk. Fast enough that talking feels slightly uncomfortable. Why does this work? Movement consumes cortisol. Your body made that stress hormone because it thought there was a threat. When you physically move, you give the threat somewhere to go. Cortisol gets used. Ghrelin follows it down. The evening becomes more manageable. I've done this every day for 4 years. Not because I love it every day, because I stopped asking myself if I want to and started asking if I want a different evening. The answer is always yes. Thing 2. Protect the anchor wheels. On bad sleep days, especially when blood sugar crashes harder, any spike drops faster. Any drop screams louder for sugar. So 2 things I don't skip. A real lunch, protein first, not a desk snack, not coffee and biscuit, but eggs and vegetables, chicken and salad, tuna and beans. Something real, and protein at dinner too, not instead of carbs, in addition to them. Protein and fat slow digestion, blood sugar stays stable longer. The evening craving arrives quieter. You're not dieting, you're giving a stress system what it needs to function. Thing 3. The signal at 9 45. When the cravings shows up and on bad sleep days it will, I don't fight it. I send a signal instead. 6 breaths. In through my nose, out through my mouth, slow, like blowing out the candle, 6 times. This activates the parasympathetic nervous system. Cortisol drops. The craving loses its urgency. Not always gone completely, but smaller. Small enough that I choose instead of react. Then, if real hunger is still there, I eat something real. Greek yogurt, a handful of nuts, something with protein. Not restriction. An honest answer to an honest signal. That's the whole system. Move, anchor the meals, send the signal. This isn't just about one bad night. Most parents are running a chronic sleep debt, which means chronic ghrelin elevation, chronic leptin suppression, chronic cortisol. The 9 p.m. battle isn't a daily accident, it's a predictable consequence of a system running on fumes for months, sometimes years. You're not failing at evenings. Your hormones are executing exactly the program they were given. The question is, do you want to change the program? Not perfectly, not all at once. One night at a time. If you want the practical protocol, the 10-minute evening system I use to tell my nervous system the day is over, it's in the free night reset card, linked in the description below. Or come on sleep and I'll send it to you directly. And if this explains something you've been living but couldn't name, share it with one parent who's been blaming themselves for a 9 p.m. rate. It's not them, it's Ghrelin. See you in the next one.